Right, coming at you today. I know I made some other videos. I tried to post what I use, but for some reason it was editing out the videos. It wouldn't let me. Now, when I use this stuff, I would say use a mask, but this is another video. I know I've made other videos on how to get these rusty panels back to bare metal. And when I do this, it cuts down on a lot of dust. But as I'm sanding this, it's also going to be treating this metal and taking it back to bare metals. This too bad. Heat this up too bad. Alright, just so you have an idea, I'm going to come back after I get some of this done. But I'm coming at you here today. Alright, so I got the trunk sanded off. Now it's rusting a little bit, but when I put that 801 on there, it's going to take all of that slight surface rust off of there, and that'll be ready for prime. So I'm going to get that up in prime, but then what I'm doing here, because I want to jam this, as you see, I'm changing the color on this car. So I got to jam this trunk area. Well, I took this plate out here, and I'm going to show you why I be taking those back plates out. Now, even though I'm selling this car, I fix them like they mine. If they don't sell, I'm going to have the car until they sell. So I like going through the cars and doing them pretty good. So what I'm doing here, and this is a pretty clean car. I brought it for a parts car, but when I looked at it, it was just too clean to junk. So yes, I did take some of the better parts off of this car and put on my 77, but this car is in still really decent shape. You know, it's just mostly chrome, and like the emblem, the front emblem on 77 was messed up. It was just certain pieces, and I was looking on eBay and they like $80, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a parts car. Well, I ended up buying 2 parts cars. Sold one of them last month, the 79 Park Avenue. I brought it, and it was just too clean. I really didn't do nothing but fix that car and sell it. And you know, but they all need bumpers, so that's really why I keep buying them, for the bumpers. Now this one, the bumper looks good all, but right there. So whoever buy it, probably gonna have to find them a bumper. The rest of the bumper it'll clean up. It'll clean up pretty good, but I'm not, I'm not going to keep buying these cars, and the bumpers are the most common thing wrong with them. But what I wanted to show you, the reason I take that black plate off is because of this. Now, this car came out of California, even though I think it spent 4 or 5 years in Wisconsin. That's why the little rust along the bottom of the doors and the few rust pieces I had to repair, like right in here, this was all rotted. This was the worst rust on this car, was right in this area. So I fixed that, got that fixed, had to fix this lip. I think the rust came up to about like right in here somewhere, right up in here, because I had to get this line to, but that was the worst spot. And then I still got one more, piece that I'm going to be welding in here in the next couple of days. That was rotted there on that rocker, but I'm going to weld that in. I don't use mud. I mean, like fiberglass or mud. But what I wanted to show you, see this? This is why I take those panels off. See that? Every time that get wet, it takes that stuff a long time. Now this car, been sitting outside, and it haven't rained here in a while. But look at that. That's still moist. So every time, after I paint this car, and as you see, it's just starting to rust in these areas. So I'm gonna paint all in here when I come in here. But this is why I take those pieces off, if I can take them off, just so I can eliminate and wash these down and get that California dirt out of there, dust. It must have been out near the Las Vegas, the desert area, maybe he went to Vegas a lot from California. But see that? That's just moist. A few leaves, and I ain't found no worms yet, but but see that? It's starting to rust up under there. So now I can stop this. I can see that. I can stop all of that now. So I'll be cleaning this up, and then when I jam this, I'm gonna jam this whole back plate, and then I'm gonna spray it all new color, and it should be good the lifetime of this car. So what I'm doing now is taking all the glue, weather stripping sealer, the glue off of here, where I can get this sanded and jammed out. So, and hey guys, if you're watching these videos, man, I would like both of them, but I need 79 back tail light. I need both of them really. So if anybody got one, please let me know. I got some 78s to go on here that I found, just, because I found them at a local junkyard, and they were 78s. But if I could find, because this is a 79 limited, so if I could find some good tail lights, man, it would be highly appreciated if you can come through and let me know, if you got some for a reasonable price, All right. So actually what I'm using here is a wax and grease remover. I'm going to actually pull the carpet out of the trunk and I'm gonna, you know, wash that, shampoo it, and look and see if there's any rust up under there. But the most of this car looks pretty solid, so I don't think I'm gonna run into a bunch of issues, you know, with this car. Let me take you in there real quick. Be lucking out finding these really nice cars. But I mean, the car is in pretty good condition, but I will be pulling this up. See that? It's just really nice, but look at that. Now, I've never put this up before, but it's got dust and sand in here. And that's why I want to stop this now. You know, I want to get this dust because I'm telling you, this car had a whole bunch of dust. When I took the fenders and stuff off of this car, inside the doors, this thing has so much dust and stuff in these doors, man, that's why the bottom of those corners was rotting out. Once they got up here in this Wisconsin salt, and that sand is in there, that stuff never dry, and then it gets salt in it, and it just ate out the corners of this car. But otherwise, like this car, this side had no major rust. It's a rust spot right down in that corner that I got to take care of. But like I say, that's from all of that dust. But the rest of the rest of it, I'm stopping it now. So, you know, it's a spot up here from the top that was on here. So once I get the headliner out of there, I'll be patching this in. And both corners here and up through here, I got to weld some pieces in here, and I'll film as I'm doing that. That's after I get the windshield out. Now, I already did a video on this car. Well, on the other side, this corner was bad. I still got to put body filler on it to make it look better. But let me run you around there and show you that, just in case you didn't watch the video. But I did a video on that when I repaired this section in this car. So this is it. I mean, it's rough, but I just want to grind and body work this a little better, because I'm not going to put no top on this car. But this was all laid out, like from here all the way down in there, and I brought it all back, brought it back to life. So hey man, just if you like these videos, subscribe, and I'm gonna keep making them. Alright, so I just take a putty knife, and I just run it down both these sides. To get this off of here. So see what I'm talking about? See all of that? That's just dirt and grime that was just sitting up. Sitting up under that trunk seal. Now, this car set for like, I want to say 4 years. The guy's mother was happy. It was in a really, really nice neighborhood. So it was in a really nice neighborhood, and from the stuff that was left in the trunk, I think this guy worked some business type, you know, but he was young because there was a lot of old Nintendo stuff in here, gaming systems and stuff. But he was a business type, you know, in California. I don't know I really can't say if it was Silicon Valley or what he was doing. His friend told me he was off in, he was a musician or played local bands in the Madison area way back. So, but I just keep on this until I get this. And I have to wet it down too, you know, until I get this exactly where I want it. Get this stuff off of here, because it's got to be clean for the paint to stick. So you really got to get in there and get these areas cleaned out really, really, really good. So pay attention to detail. A little bit of your stuff. Paint might go over it, but as soon as you hit it with like you have to put stick tape or something on there, yeah, you'll know it. Trust me. The tape is just going to peel that rock back off of there. So you really want to get in here and get these cleaned up as so. And I just use wax and grease remover. You know, I mean, I got the cans of stuff over there, but if you go to any local shop, paint supply shop, just tell them you need wax and grease remover. That's what I use. Kind of expensive, but I'm quite sure you can use like lacquer thinner. You know, you can probably use lacquer thinner to get this off of here too. So, all right. All right, real quick. See, that trunk is in real nice condition. Those quarters, the inner quarters, but that's where the rust would have started eventually. But I'm gonna get all of this cleaned up and get it port 15, and she'll be nice. Just come along, guys. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, follow.